program. I mean, so much gets wrapped up around Duke and UNC and all these teams that are always. But UCLA is one of the most consistent programs in history. I mean, obviously, if you go back, they had that the huge streak when they didn't even lose a game for 20 years, something ridiculous. Bill Walton played 8 years of college hoops and never lost a game, something crazy. And then Lou Alcindor came in there and carried the torch for. I mean, just something ridiculous. But still, it doesn't seem like they get as much. I mean, it's not like they're overlooked, but by any means, it's not like they could use. We get no respect as a motivational tool. But doesn't it seem like they don't get as much acknowledgement as as a few other schools, like some ACC? I mean, doesn't it seem like that? And really, honestly, UCLA should be known as, quite possibly the most dominant program in all of college basketball. Every year. Every single year they're up there. I mean, not always one, but they're right in there, top 5. They're right in there. They're in the argument every year of teams that may go. They always play well in the tournament and go pretty deep into the tournament. Why not UCLA? I mean, really, why not? They could very well do it this year. Who did you come up with, Elwood? Are you sticking with IUPUI? Butler? You like Butler? It's a tough one, man. If I had to pick one team, you go with UCLA also. I know that's who Willie likes, too. I got to say, this year, even though I just went on this big, huge. Hey, Butler has come along. I wasn't making fun of Butler. Maybe a little bit because I know you're not going to pick them to go all the way, but they're a good team. They're a good team. They earned their berth. I might have to go with UNC this year. I might have to go with North Carolina. They got Lawson back. I love Tyler Hansbrough. He's an amazing talent. The beating that guy takes, and then still gets the job done. Still somehow finds the most creative ways to score while getting beat up, while getting just beat to hell. I'm really impressed with that guy. I usually try to think for myself, and I do a good job, but I agree with everybody this year. I agree with all the talking heads that say that Beasley may be the most talented player in the country, but Hansbrough deserves a Player of the Year. I agree with that. Usually that's something that who's the best player? Give it to him. I mean, I stick by it, but really, honestly, Hansbrough is the best player in the country this year. He really is. Is he the most talented guy in college basketball? I mean, does he have the most potential? No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But he's the best player in college basketball this year. He's done more. I mean, he has done more for his team than anybody else. I mean, he's a battler. How about that? How about wasn't the first time when he got his nose broken? Eesh. Came back out there all covered in blood. I mean, you got to respect that kid. As hard as he fights down there, as well as he finishes. How about when he dunked over that 7'9" kid? Who is that kid? You got where is he? Go to George Washington or something weird? You guys seen that center? That dude that's 7'8", honestly, that can just dunk without jumping. And Hansbrough dunked over that kid. Oh, what a highlight! He took 4 steps, but still. Smith-Dog says he would take Beasley because he doesn't have as much talent to be around. No, he doesn't have as much talent as Hansbrough. He's not surrounded by as good of players, but he's not alone. I forgot that other kid's name that plays for K-State, but he's really good. Really good. But yeah, but I mean, we're talking Player of the Year here. You would give it to Beasley? Not that he doesn't deserve it. He's amazing. He's an amazing player, but I don't know, man. It's hard to give. It's hard to give it to anybody but Hansbrough, if you ask me. He's working so hard this year. I mean, Yeah, but so is Beasley. That's what I mean. It's a tough one. It's a unique situation because if you're at the playground and they're both standing there and you're picking teams, you're going to take Beasley. You're going to take Beasley first. I mean, he's the better player. He really is. But for some reason, it seems like this year Hansbrough deserves it. Does that make sense? I don't know. It just seems like he does. It seems like he does. He's the only player, or one of that. He's getting his number retired at UNC already. Let me find this. Let me find this story. I have it on here. Tyler Hansbrough getting his number retired already at North Carolina. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. While being a current player, I mean, that's really impressive.